Hi guys, if you want a dish that's going to stick to your ribs and it's got cornbread in it, well this is Cowboy Cornbread Casserole. Try saying that quick. It's got lots of yummy stuff in it and cornbread on top. Let's get everything out and make it right now. I'm hungry. Ingredients. We have 1 pound of lean ground beef. I had some leftover bacon, which is where the idea come from. 4 or 5 slices of bacon, some beans, 2 cans of beans. We've got some brown sugar, yummy. Barbecue sauce, whatever kind you like. Dijon mustard, a pepper, an onion, some onion powder, and some garlic powder. And I think that's about all we're going to need to get this started. But stick around after this because we still got to make some cornbread. Okay, baking sheet, all the bacon laid out. Let's put that in the oven, 375 for about 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how you like it. Flip it halfway. 1 onion, chopped up. We'll put that aside. Green pepper, chopped up as well. Looks good. Put that aside. Over to our frying pan. We're going to cook up our ground beef right now. Into the pan she goes. And in goes our pepper and onions. That looks pretty good right now. But of course we're going to cook this down. Our onion powder, our garlic powder, and then we'll just mix all that together. And while that's cooking, our bacon appears to be done. So out it comes. Look at all that grease. We're going to save the grease, don't you worry. We'll take all this out, put it on a plate and let it cool down because we're going to make bacon crumbles out of this, homemade style. No point buying it at the store. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's much easier to do it this way and much more tastier. There's our bacon. It's cooled down enough, we're going to crumble her up. And our ground beef's just about ready. So we got to do this kind of quick. And of course, as with any kind of thing with bacon or cheese in it, if you want to put more in, go ahead. And if you want to skip this part, you can do it too. But it's bacon. Ground beef's looking pretty good. So in goes all that bacon we chopped up. And now's a good time to put in our barbecue sauce. Half a cup of barbecue sauce, or about that much. I think I eased up on the barbecue sauce so it wasn't too thick. And of course we'll just combine all this. Starting to smell really good. Next up, our Dijon mustard. Just a couple tablespoons, depending on what you don't want to overpower it. And that's a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Mix that up. Next comes our baked beans. These are just regular beans and tomato out of the can. And we'll mix all of them together. Oh, this is really starting to come together well. I think our hamburger bean mix is ready to go. I got to give it a taste. Yeah, I'm kind of liking it. Here's our tinfoil pan. We'll spray it up just so it's nice and greased in case it wants to stick. In goes our mixture on the bottom. Looks good. Well, that's our first half. We're just going to smooth that out. Next up, we've got to make us some cornbread. We need almost a stick of butter, 6 tablespoons. We're going to use a little bit of salt, a couple eggs room temperature, 1/4 cup of sugar, full cup of milk room temperature, some baking powder, cup of cornmeal, cup of flour, and a cup of shredded cheese. I use a little more too. And that's all we need. Let's get our bowl out because we need some melted butter. Take our tablespoons, throw in the microwave. 30 seconds should ought to do it. Here's our mixie bowl. 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cornmeal, 1/4 cup of sugar, a little bit of salt, like a teaspoon, 1 good tablespoon of baking powder, and we're going to mix all those dry ingredients together. Okay. Here comes our milk and our 2 eggs. 1, 2. Just like that, we're going to whisk those together. And then we need our butter. So our butter's nice and melty. That goes into our milk and eggs. And that's kind of why you need them at room temperature too. Mix, 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 mix. Get all that together. Bring out our dry ingredients. And now the fun part. Take our wet milk and butter and eggs. Mix that together with our cornmeal and stuff. And eventually, it should work out into a thick batter. Like, it's not going to be too bad. See how runny it is? But don't worry, because now our cheese goes in. If you're going to use more cheese, just remember it will get thicker, which is okay. 1 cup should do it. Make sure it's sharp cheddar. And you see how it's a little thicker than cake batter, and that's what you're looking for. Make sure you got a spatula for this too, so you can get everything out of the bowl. And now we're going to try and pour it all in to our pan. Okay, it doesn't really pour very well, but I didn't feel like scraping the bowl until I had to. Scrape, 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 and eventually we're going to get everything out of that bowl, smooth around. That's it. In the oven, we're going to put this 400 degrees preheated for 20 to 25 minutes. When you put a toothpick in and it comes out clean, you know it's done, because everything else is already cooked on the bottom. And fresh out of the oven, there we have it. See how it's just starting to brown up on the edges? Another 5 minutes it would get even browner. So here's our plate. Let's get a piece out and check this out. Comes out of the pan pretty clean. I'm missing some of the stuff on the bottom. That's okay, nothing, half a little spoonful fix. And there is our Cowboy Cornbread Casserole. Just need a fork and we're good to go. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this in any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.